Good morning, students. Okay, so this chapter we have completed, chapter number 15. This was the last part. Okay, and the questions which you have to do are question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 13, and 22. Okay, in some of the questions it is asked that whether it is a traveling wave or a stationary wave. In case of a traveling wave, it will be in the form y is equal to a sin omega t minus kx or y is equal to a sin omega t plus kx. Okay, whereas in the stationary wave, it will be y is equal to a sin omega t into cos kx, or it would be a cos omega t into sin kx. Okay, so sine into cos if it comes, then it is a stationary wave. Okay, and then you can compare it with the standard equation and can find out the amplitude or whatever is asked. Omega could be determined, omega is equal to 2 pi mu, mu can be determined, propagation constant can be determined, okay, or lambda can be determined. We know that k is equal to 2 pi by lambda. Okay, so these are questions you have to do it. So this chapter we have completed. Today let's start the next chapter, the one which we left in between. Okay, chapter number 14, chapter number 13. Okay, kinetic theory of gases. So today let's start this chapter. Few topics will do it in this chapter, chapter number 13, right on. KTG. KTG is kinetic theory of gases. So write down chapter number 13, kinetic theory of gases. This will be the part 1. In 2 parts, we will complete this chapter. This kinetic theory of gases. Okay, it's a very simple chapter. Few topics we have studied it. Chemistry also, like the Boyle's law, Charles law, Gauss' law, this kinetic theory of gases. Okay, in short, we call it as KTG. Okay, let's start with the first law, Boyle's law, which states that at constant temperature, the pressure is inversely proportional to the volume of the gas, or volume is inversely proportional to pressure of the gas. So, the Boyle's law states that at constant temperature, volume of the gas is inversely proportional to the pressure. Okay, so the Boyle's equation PV, P into V will be equal to constant. PV is equal to constant. Which plus? 9. Okay, so PV is equal to constant. This is the Boyle's law. So how will be the graph between P and 1 by V, P and V? As P is inversely proportional to volume, so the graph will be inversely proportional, that is, this will be the shape. Okay, and how will be the graph between P and 1 by V? It will be a straight line. P and 1 by V will be a straight line. Why? P is inversely proportional to volume, or P you can say that is directly proportional to 1 upon V. Next is Charles law. Charles law states that the volume of a gas is directly proportional to absolute temperature at constant pressure. So at constant pressure, the volume of a gas is directly proportional to absolute temperature. This T is the temperature in Kelvin scale. Okay, so V is directly proportional to T. The next is Gay-Lussac's law, which states that the pressure of a gas is directly proportional to absolute temperature at constant volume. At constant volume, the pressure is directly proportional to absolute temperature. Okay, and the ideal gas equation, which we also call it as perfect gas equation. Okay, that is ideal gas obeys this equation, which is PV is equal to nRT. Okay, where N is the number of moles, R is the gas constant, T is the absolute temperature, P is the pressure, and D is the volume. So P into V is equal to nRT. This is the ideal gas equation, or we may call it as perfect gas equation. Okay, now some postulates of kinetic theory of an ideal gas here will study, which we have already studied in chemistry also. Okay, so write down postulates of kinetic theory of gases for an ideal gas. For an ideal gas. Okay, some postulates here will study for KTG. Okay, for an ideal gas, write the first one. A gas consists of a large number of molecules. A gas consists of a large number of molecules which are identical. A gas consists of a large number of molecules which are identical. Write the second point. Write down these gas molecules are perfectly elastic spheres. These gas molecules are perfectly, okay, we are talking about an ideal gas. These gas molecules are perfectly elastic spheres. Okay, write the next point. Okay, these gas molecules are very, very small. So volume of one molecule is negligible as compared to the volume of the whole gas. Okay, the gas may be taken in a container or maybe in a room. So volume of one molecule can be neglected as compared to the volume of the gas. Okay, so these molecules are very, very small. So write the next point. Write down the gas molecules. The gas molecules are very small. Gas molecules are very small. So the volume of one molecule is negligible. Volume of one molecule is negligible as compared to the volume of the gas. The volume of one molecule is negligible as compared to the volume of the gas. Write the next point. Okay, and now these molecules are in random motion, moving here or there. Okay, so there is a random motion of the molecules in the gas. So write the next point. The molecules are in random motion. The molecules are in random motion. Okay, so when they are in random motion, what will be the next point? During this random motion, they will collide with the other molecules or with the walls of the container. Okay, as they are moving here and there, they are randomly moving in the container in which it is taken. So, due to this random motion, they will collide here and there. So, write the next point. During the random motion, the molecules collide with one another. The molecules collide with one another and with the walls of the container. Okay, now the next point, how are these collisions? These collisions are perfectly elastic collisions. What is an elastic collision? In which the kinetic energy is conserved. Okay, so as they are in random motion, they collide here or there with the walls of the container or with the other molecules, and these collisions will be perfectly elastic. So write the next point. Write down the collisions are perfectly elastic. The collisions are perfectly elastic. That is, kinetic energy is conserved. The collisions are perfectly elastic. That is, kinetic energy is conserved. Okay, now between two collisions, how is this molecule traveling? It is traveling in a straight line path. Okay, and if we find out the average distance between two successive collisions, that average distance between two successive collisions, we call it as mean free path. That is called as mean free path. So write the next point. Write down between two collisions, the molecule travels in a straight line path. The molecule travels in a straight line path, and the average distance between two successive collisions, is called as mean free path. Okay, the average distance, because between two collisions the molecule will be traveling in a straight line. Okay, sometimes it might have traveled between two successive collisions a larger distance, sometimes a smaller distance. So the average distance is determined between two successive collisions, and this distance we call it as mean free path. Write the next point. The collisions are instantaneous. The collisions are instantaneous. Okay, now what do you mean by instantaneous collision? That is the time during the collision. Okay, suppose there is two molecules are colliding. The time during the collision is very small as compared to the time for the next collision. It will go and collide with the other molecule. So that is why we call it as the molecules collide instantaneously. Okay, it is an instantaneous collision. Write the next point. Okay, gravitation has no effect on the motion of these molecules. Okay, because the molecule is very small, the gravitational force can be neglected to the motion of that is, the gravitational force does not play any role in the motion of the molecule. So write the next point. Write down effect of gravitation on the motion of the molecules. Effect of gravitation on the motion of the molecules is negligible. Effect of gravitation on the motion of the molecules is negligible. Okay, so these are some points for the postulates of KTG, for the postulates of analytic purity of gases of an ideal gas. Okay, now here we'll determine the pressure of an ideal gas. Okay. Why this pressure is created in a gas? Okay, here directly I'll write the expression. Okay, as we know that the molecules are in random motion, so they collide here and there. They collide with the walls of the container. They collide with the other molecules. Due to this collision, the pressure is produced in an ideal gas. So the pressure is due to the collision of these molecules of an ideal gas. So write down the pressure is due to the collision of the molecules of a gas. The pressure is due to the collision of the molecules of a gas. Okay, they are colliding with the walls of the container. Due to that, the pressure is created. Okay, so the pressure is due to the collision of these molecules with the walls of the container. So That is why the pressure is created. Okay, write down the pressure is given by the pressure of an ideal gas according to kinetic theory is given by 1 upon 3 rho BRMS square. Write down first, then I will let you know what is this. The pressure of an ideal gas is given by 1 upon 3 rho BRMS square. Okay, this is determined according to the kinetic theory. So according to kinetic theory, the pressure of an ideal gas is given by 1 upon 3 rho BRMS square, where rho is the density of the gas, rho is the density, and BRMS is root mean square velocity. Is called as root mean square velocity. Is called as root mean square velocity. Okay. As the name suggesting, we'll write the formula for BRMS. It is the square root. It is the square root of mean. Mean of what? Squares of the random velocities of the molecules of a gas. Okay, let B1, B2, let there are n number of molecules. The first molecule is moving, has a random velocity V1, the second molecule has a random velocity V2 and so on, and that molecule has a random velocity Vn. So what will be the squares of the random velocity? Mean of squares of the random velocities. So the random velocities of V1, V2, squares of the random velocity is the mean here. Okay, square root of mean of what? Squares of the random velocities of the molecules of a gas. So this is how we define BRMS. It is called as the root mean square velocity. So write down BRMS is the root mean square velocity and is given like this expression. And is given by like this expression. Under root V1 square plus V2 square plus V3 square in Vn square divided by n. Right now it is defined as square root of mean of squares of the random velocities. Square root of mean of squares of the random velocities of the molecules of a gas. Square root of mean of squares of the random velocities of the molecules of a gas. So BRMS is defined as square root of mean of what? Squares of the random velocities of the molecules of a gas. So this will be called as the BRMS. And the pressure of a gas is given by 1 upon 3 rho BRMS square. Rho is the density, BRMS is the root mean square velocity, which is given by this expression and is defined as square root of mean of squares of the random velocities of the molecules of a gas. Okay, so this is about the pressure of an ideal gas. Okay, now using this expression, that is using kinetic theory of gases, we'll find out the Boyle's law, Charles' law, that is we'll derive all these expressions. Okay, before that, let's see the kinetic interpretation of temperature. How this BRMS is depending upon the temperature. Root mean square velocity, it depends upon the temperature, and how it depends upon the temperature. First, let's discuss that, and then we'll derive all the gas laws. The gas laws which we have studied, we'll derive all those gas laws. Okay, so write down kinetic interpretation of temperature. Kinetic interpretation of temperature. Kinetic interpretation of temperature. Okay, now anything we start from the pressure of an ideal gas using the kinetic theory. Okay, and what is the expression for the pressure of an ideal gas using kinetic theory? Using kTg, the pressure of a gas is given by 1 upon P rho VRMS square. This is the pressure of a gas. Okay, now this can be written as density is mass upon volume, mass of the gas, volume of the gas into VRMS square. This can be written as P into V is equal to 1 upon 3 M into VRMS square. Now we know that for 1 mole of the gas, P is equal to RT. For 1 mole, P is equal to RT. So this can be written as RT into 1 upon 3 M into VRMS square. Okay, M is the mass of the gas. Okay, the first thing what we R is constant, 1 by 3 is a fraction, M mass of the gas constant. Okay, let one molecule has a mass small m and there are n number of molecules. So the mass of the gas will be equal to m into n. Okay, let one molecule has a mass m according to the Avogadro's law. The number of molecules will be Avogadro's number into VRMS square. So capital M we have written it as molecule, the mass of one molecule and how many number of molecules will be Avogadro's number. Okay, M is what? Mass of one molecule. Okay, for one mole here we are discussing. And N is the Avogadro's number. Okay, now see here. R is constant, 1.3 is a fraction, small m, mass of one molecule, all the molecules are identical, this is constant, Avogadro's number constant. So what do you see? VRMS square is directly proportional to absolute temperature. So with the temperature, the RMS speed changes. Okay, so from here we see that VRMS square is directly proportional to absolute temperature, or you may say that VRMS is directly proportional to root of T. So with the rise in absolute temperature, the root mean square speed increases. So here you can also define 0 Kelvin. What is 0 Kelvin? That is absolute 0. It is that temperature at which the root mean square velocity becomes 0. At which the root mean square velocity of the molecules of a gas becomes 0. So that temperature we call it as 0 Kelvin. So here you can write down absolute 0 or 0 Kelvin. 0 Kelvin is defined as that temperature at which root mean square velocity becomes 0, at which RMS speed, okay, root mean square speed of the molecules of a gas becomes 0. That is at T is equal to 0. Here you can see that VRMS will be equal to 0. So 0 Kelvin is that temperature at which root mean square speed becomes 0. Root mean square velocity of the molecules of a gas becomes 0. So 0 Kelvin from here can be defined as this thing. Okay, so this is the first thing. From this expression we have determined. One more thing we can determine. Okay, VRMS square can be written as, okay, from the same expression, VRMS square, it can be written as 3RT upon M into N okay, so 3RT upon M into N. Okay, now here R upon N. This R upon N, we call it as the Boltzmann constant. Okay, now, so once again I am repeating and I love it and write it here. So we have started from kinetic interpretation is how the root mean square speed is depending upon the temperature. So we start from the kinetic theory. Pressure is given by this expression. Density is mass upon volume. Okay. So P into V is this thing. P into V can be written as R into T is equal to this thing R into T. Mass of the gas, mass of one molecule into the Reynolds number. Okay. So this is the expression. So from this expression we see that VRMS square is directly proportional to absolute temperature or VRMS is directly proportional to root. Okay, so 0 Kelvin also we have defined. 0 Kelvin is that temperature at which the root mean square velocity of the molecules of a gas is equal to 0. Okay, now here VRMS square is this expression. Now let me elaborate. So we can also find out the average kinetic energy of one molecule. Okay, as we know that the molecules are moving in straight line, they are in random motion, they are moving in the straight line. So which energy they will possess? Kinetic energy, translational kinetic energy. They are moving in a straight line, it means translational kinetic energy. So let's find out the average translational kinetic energy of one molecule. So average translation means whenever it moves in a straight line, it possesses translational straight line energy, that is kinetic energy, translational kinetic energy per molecule, that is for one molecule. Let's find out. And we know that translational kinetic energy per molecule is half M into VRMS square. So from here only we will find out half M into VRMS square. Let's multiply this over here. M into VRMS square. Half you multiply here. So on the right hand side also you multiply. So what is this? Half M into VRMS square. This is the average translational kinetic energy per molecule. That is what. So half M VRMS square here is equal to 3 RT upon 2M. Okay, this R upon N, you must have studied in chemistry. The gas constant upon the Avogadro's number is called as Boltzmann constant. Okay, so this can be written as 3 by 2 into kT. This is the kinetic energy per molecule. How much is it? 3 by 2 kT. What is this K over here? Where K is equal to K is equal to R upon N, called as Boltzmann constant. Called as Boltzmann constant. Called as Boltzmann constant. So it is equal to 3 by 2 kT. Okay, so from the kinetic theory of gases, first we found out how is the root mean square velocity? It is depending upon temperature, and how is it depending upon absolute temperature? Directly proportional to 1 over. Also we define T is equal to 0 Kelvin. 0 Kelvin means at which the root mean square velocity becomes 0. Then we found out the average translational kinetic energy for one molecule, which we know is equal to half M VRMS square. Half M VRMS square from this expression only we derived, which comes out to be 3 by 2. R by N into the R by N, called as the Boltzmann constant. So it is equal to 3 by 2 into kT. So this is the average kinetic energy per molecule. 3 by 2 kT, K is the Boltzmann constant. Okay, now using this kinetic theory, we'll derive all the gas laws. Okay, now we'll deduce all the gas laws using kinetic theory of gases. Using kinetic theory of gases, we'll start from the equation P is equal to 1 by 3 rho V R. Okay, this is the basic of the kinetic theory of gases. So we'll deduce the gas laws using kinetic theory of gases. So right now, deduction of gas laws, that is deriving the gas laws using KPG. Right now, deduction means we're deriving. Deduction of gas laws using kinetic theory. Okay, first one we derive Boyle's law. We know Boyle's law, let's derive it. For deriving Boyle's law, we have to start from kinetic theory of gases, which is P is equal to 1 upon P rho into V R square. Okay, rho can be written as mass upon volume. Okay, so P into V is equal to 1 upon 3 M into VRMS square. So we know that VRMS 1 by 3 M is positive. That is PV is directly proportional to VRMS square and VRMS square is directly proportional to absolute temperature. That's why the kinetic theory of discussed. That is PV is directly proportional to absolute temperature. Okay, so here PV is proportional to VRMS square 1 by 3 M is constant. Okay, and we know VRMS square is directly proportional to absolute temperature. That is PV is directly proportional to absolute temperature. Now at constant temperature, PV will be constant because PV is only depending upon the temperature, and if the temperature is constant, PV is equal to constant. So at constant temperature, P is constant, that is P is inversely proportional to the volume. This is the Boyle's law. At constant temperature, P is inversely proportional to volume. Okay, so here we have derived the Boyle's law using kinetic theory. Kinetic theory is this is the equation. P is equal to 1 by 0 VRMS square and 1 on V. P is this, P is directly proportional to VRMS square, and VRMS square is directly proportional to absolute temperature. That is, we can see that P is directly proportional to temperature. So PV is constant. Yeah. Or you can say that P is inversely proportional to. Now let's derive Charles law. Okay, Charles law, P is directly proportional to absolute temperature at constant pressure. Again, we start from the kinetic theory. P is equal to this. Okay, now from here, this equation can be written as V is equal to 1 upon 3 M into VRMS square. Okay, now V is directly proportional to VRMS square 1 by 3 M constant. So if the pressure is constant, V is directly proportional. If P is constant, pressure is constant, 1 by 3 and already constant, then V is directly proportional to VRMS square, and we know that VRMS square is directly proportional to absolute temperature. So volume is directly proportional to absolute temperature at constant pressure. So we have reduced Charles law. Again, starting from the kinetic theory, P is equal to 1 by 3 rho VRMS square. Rho M upon V, volume can be written like this. If the pressure is constant, V is directly proportional to VRMS square, and VRMS square is directly proportional to absolute temperature. So V is directly proportional to absolute temperature at constant pressure. At constant pressure. Okay, now the third one. All these laws we are deducing using kinetic theory. Kinetic theory means P is equal to 1. The third one is Lagrange's law. Okay, which says that P is directly proportional to absolute temperature at 1. Again, we'll start from here only. P is given by this 1 upon 3 rho into VRMS square. rho can be written as this thing. So from here we see that if volume is constant, मतलब पहले तो तीन से आपके होगा
और आप पहले और अगर देश में मैच कर रहे हैं तो फिर एग्जाम सारे थोड़ा सा मुझे आपके बारे में थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखना क्योंकि बहुत सारा सुबह की और शाम की में
Okay, now if volume is constant, then we see that from that equation 1 by 3 and already constant. So P is directly proportional to VRMS square and VRMS square is directly proportional to temperature. So we can write down that the pressure is directly proportional to absolute temperature and constant volume. So if the volume is constant, pressure is directly proportional to absolute temperature. Okay, so this is again Newton's law. Also, we'll derive the ideal gas equation, perfect gas equation from kinetic theory of gases. Okay, so the next one, fourth one, perfect gas equation. That is the ideal gas equation. Pressure of the gas given by this expression. Okay, now here P into V is equal to 1.3 L into VR gas square. So 1 by 3 M already is a constant. So PV is directly proportional to VRMS square. And we know that VRMS square is directly proportional to absolute temperature. So PV is directly proportional to absolute temperature. Equating it, the constant is called as the gas constant. So for 1 mole, PV is equal to RT, which is the gas equation. So from kinetic theory of gases, we have derived the perfect gas equation. Okay, one more law. Avogadro's law, here we have to derive using this kinetic theory. Okay, that will do it on the next term. And degrees of freedom on left. Okay, only these two topics, then this chapter will be completed. So on the next term, in the next video, this chapter will be completed. Okay, and then few questions also will be discussed. And after that, few tips will be given like from which chapter questions, how many number of questions, and what will be the marks, more questions will be from which chapter. So all that will be discussed later on. So please study.